Hey guys, this is Tony from iFast, and today I want to talk a little bit more about goal setting and seeing exactly how you can get the most out of your time here at the gym and potentially take away any roadblocks you might see down the road. So, what I've kind of been struggling with the last couple weeks is that my priorities have been all over the place, and I think my training suffered because of it. Actually, I know so, because I think I've only trained 4 to 5 times in the last couple weeks, and that's a long time for me. So what I really wanted to dig in was exactly almost why I'm training, kind of re-up my motivation a bit, and to identifying potential roadblocks I'll have during training. And I think hopefully with going through this outline, you guys can do this at home as an exercise and see exactly why you're coming to the gym and get a little bit more out of your training sessions. So one thing on my list that I haven't pulled the trigger for yet, at least not until today, was I wanted to compete back in jiu-jitsu. So I did back in 2009 before a rash of injuries have taken me out for a little bit. And I've always kind of used the excuse like, oh, I'm too busy, I'm not fit enough, I want to get back this base level of conditioning. And I found out that my excuses were just kind of pushing this timeline further down the road. So as a spur of the moment thing today, as I've been known to do, and Lance can tell you, is that I paid my way into a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu tournament in Cincinnati on July 15th. So that's 7 weeks away. So now there's no longer a imaginary timeline, there's a real one. So I gotta get my butt in shape. So what I want to do is set out a couple of clear goals that I can measure. So I took my weight today, 185. I took a couple conditioning tests, how high my heart rate goes, and got some baselines for that. And what I would like to see over the next 7 weeks is that my weight drop to where I can compete less than 180. I want to see my conditioning measures increase. And I just don't want to miss a training session because I think I'm going to get to these two as long as I stay consistent. And that's going to be the big thing for me because I'll always reprioritize certain things. And I feel like my training suffers because of it. So if I can make my training a priority, I'm going to keep my schedule flexible enough where I can move training sessions around, then I think I can get towards these goals, hopefully easily, but we'll see how it goes. So some of the strengths that I think I bring to the table, or at least this gym does for me, is that I'm going to be pretty motivated to do this because I'm putting it on social media and I'll probably get called out by everyone if this doesn't happen. So it gives me some form of accountability in that aspect. And I get these like week or two bursts of excitement whenever I start anything new. And I think that's pretty standard for everyone. It's exciting, it's challenging. And I'm gonna have two great accountability buddies for this. I have the best looking jiu-jitsu practitioner here, Monty. That's going to be my accountability buddy. We go to the same jiu-jitsu school out in Carmel. So he's gonna be able to kind of keep me on track as far as my training sessions there. And Jason, the morning coach, is actually going to be my training partner in the mornings. So he'll keep me accountable for the training sessions I do at iFast. And overall, I think I have a really good support system around here because I don't know everything. I wish I did, but I happen to have some coworkers that are really smart. So if I feel that I lack in a certain area or need some advice, I don't have an issue kind of referring out to them and asking what they would do. And these are the big roadblocks that I've had previously during training, where I've taken too much on in my life as far as, hey, I'll take this last minute assessment, or I'll write these 3 or 4 pieces of content tonight before midnight, or I'll do this or that. And everyone runs through this in some form or another. But now everything else gets pushed to less of a priority than what's just come up. And that's not a repeatable scenario. You're not gonna be able to do that forever. And I learned that pretty quickly. So what I'm going to try and do for this is make sure that training stays a priority and everything else kind of falls appropriately underneath that. I've previously lacked structure. Towards the end of the day, I'm kind of tired. My training sessions are the last thing I do during the day, which is I think also an issue. So my energy isn't really there sometimes. So I want to almost try to check the boxes, go in, I'll lift some weights, but it hasn't been as direct as I needed it to be. So I think writing a structured program or asking for help with that will help me keep me accountable. And I would like to train the first thing I do during the day. So when I wake up, eat breakfast, go right to the gym. because I feel like having more energy there and having it in the beginning of the day just sets up the rest of the day for success, rather than training after my shift at 8 o'clock at night and just checking a box. And the reason why I wanted to show you guys this was that when we have clients come in for an assessment, the first thing we do is have them almost fill out this sort of eval where I'm going to set some numerical goals that you can go towards that we can measure, make sure you're moving in the right direction. And we want to talk about some things they do really well and some roadblocks we can help remove. Because the hardest person to train for is somebody who doesn't have a goal or it's really ambiguous, because now we're left guessing. But when we have a defined goal, what they want to accomplish, and it's really dead set, then all of our time and energy can be devoted towards pushing towards that specific goal, not trying to chase 8 different things. And we typically see a lot better results with that when it's clearly outlined. So I'm going to be posting every Friday for the next 7 weeks exactly what I'm doing that week, some things that I think I did really well, and some roadblocks I hit that we can both learn from. And ultimately, if I would hopefully outline this towards the end of the 7 weeks and kind of give a summary of what went right and what went off the rails, so you guys can learn and get more out of your training sessions here. And if you guys have any questions, or if you guys want to do this as an exercise at home and send it to the gym, the email is indyfast@gmail.com. And if you need someone to help keep you accountable, again, shoot me an email, contact me through the gym, and we can start working towards your guys' goals. All right, and I'll see you guys next week.